Greetings people on the other side of the internet. I am the One Cut and this is a unboxing, installation / review of the Halo Light from Innovation for your Game Boy Advance. On the box it says convert your GB Advance into a backlit screen with full brightness on all games. Well, first of all, this is not actually a backlit solution. This is a front lighting solution, so they got that wrong right off the bat. If you're curious about my opinion of it after installing it and trying it out and trying out a few different things with it, it's stupid and it doesn't work. So if that's all you came to watch, then yeah, that's my opinion, but I'm actually going to go into it, so don't worry about it if you want to stick around for that. So first, let's look at the Game Boy. Alright, so this is the Game Boy that I have. I've had since, oh goodness, since around release day, if not on release day. It's my first Game Boy I actually have owned, and I've kept it and abused it ever since. So why would you want to put a light on your Game Boy Advance? Why not just use an SP or one of those DS lights or the original DS? Well, the Game Boy Advance is probably, in my opinion, the most ergonomically correct design for a handheld system. That and also sentimental value for me. So let's get started. Alright, we have a box, Halo Light Innovation. Not much to see here, some instructions, some advertisement even on the box. I bought this off eBay. You're gonna need scissors to open it or some sharp object. Open it up, you get this cardboard thing with instructions in it. These instructions are pretty straightforward, but if you don't know what you're doing, they're kind of helpful. Next thing you have is this tool that's used to pry off the existing screen cover. I didn't know this came with one, but it does, so you don't need to pull out a screwdriver for that. And this is the little power redirector, I guess you could say, thing. It has a on and off switch on the left side and a brightness wheel on the right side. The port does go through, so you can still use your port to connect to another Game Boy or the GameCube or whatever. Alright, then you have the screen here, or the replacement cover screen, I guess you could say, has the lights all inside of it. Alright, so it's pretty straightforward. So you remove the screen, the old cover screen from it. Mine is extremely scratched because I've never replaced it before. So you just kind of pry around it and eventually you'll get the screen off. The glue, there's no screws involved, but it should come right off. Now be careful not to get any dust in there because that's your actual screen, and if any dust gets in there, it's going to be in there. Put it on. Alright, seems pretty straightforward. You take off the protective stuff. It says to pull it away at a 45-degree angle. I'm not sure in which direction that's supposed to be, but very gently pull it away. Alright, next step, you just kind of line it up and put it on. After you make sure it's on, go ahead and take off the screen cover. Alright, then you kind of force that thing on top of it to go on. It'll take some little bit of force to get it on. Alright, first thing you can even see in the video right off the bat is there's this gunk on the inside of the screen that's not part of, that's not from me. It's actually inside of, it's in between the light reflecting thing and the outside screen. So there was nothing I could do to remove that without taking it apart further. But before we get into that, I decided to test it out, see how it looks. My first impression, terrible, absolutely terrible. The Game Boy Advance SP was, in my opinion, better looking than that. The problem was that you had all these lines lining across the front of the screen where the light was being reflected back down on the screen. But as you increase the brightness, you would see the lines even more clearly. You would see just bright lines across your screen, and it wasn't that clear, it wasn't crisp, it didn't look good at all, it feels a little clunky, and it was dirty on the inside of it. Out of the box dirty inside of it. It's just didn't meet up to my expectations at all. Also, the colors are closely matched to the Glacier, but not exact. It's a little bit more purplish, I guess you could say. So I took it back apart and I opened up this little thing here. I had to force it open, and this little plastic thing that folds out of the black piece. In between there is where the gunk was that was making the screen had the white spots all over it, and I couldn't get rid of all of it because I think it damaged part of it, but I did get rid of most of it. After that, I put it back together to test it out again, and I still had the issue of it just not looking right. So then, me being me, decided to dismantle it and see if I can make it work in some way, or make it kind of work without the little plastic reflective thing covering the screen. And to make a long story short, I basically did was cut it straight off with scissors. That didn't work very well, so I took it apart again and pried it out of the metal clamps, the plastic piece that is, and that didn't work quite well either. I took it apart even further, this time breaking it, and revealed that it was using two very small LEDs pointed inward towards a reflective plastic thing that would reflect it across the screen and shine the light down on the screen, but also shine the light back up at you. And yeah, it's just very basic design. Very, very basic. I didn't like it. So was it worth it? No. I spent probably $25 on it, and it was not worth the hassle to even try to figure out how to make it work. So what I ended up doing with my Game Boy was just putting back on the old screen with all of its scratches and glory. My opinion, waste of money. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. Y'all have a great morning, breakfast, lunch, noon, afternoon, dinner, night, midnight, whatever you have a good one.